good runs in the Caribbean on the recent tour. The recent Indian tour over there got a 98. Good runs in the Caribbean on the recent tour. The recent Indian tour over there got a 98. Good runs in the Caribbean on the recent tour. The recent Indian tour over there. Some poor fielding.
This field, you could hear Shubman Gill saying to Paji. This field, you could hear Shubman Gill saying eyes on the ball. This field, you could hear Shubman Gill saying eyes on the ball.
End of 11 overs, India 49 without the ball. End of 11 overs, India 49 without the ball. End of 11 overs, India 49 without the ball.
Olivia, learning with Barclays life skills. The 13 million who've used our free learning program. The 13 million who've used our free learning program.
India against Zimbabwe. You'll see that India have taken the first. India against session, the first 10 overs. India have taken the first. Haven't done anything rash. They've just weathered the early salvo with the new ball. India chasing 190 to win this first match. India chasing 190 to win this first match. Zimbabwe put into bat 189. Axar Patel 3 for 24. Deepak Chahar 3 for 27. Prasid 3 for 50. Siraj bowled well, could have been better than that. 1 for 36. Kuldeep Yadav bowled 10 overs, none for 36. Good reply in the sense that India have not lost wickets, just taking their time. In the sense that India have not lost wickets. Brad Evans, second over. Brad Evans, second over. Good to see a bit of aggression. You want to see that. This is good from Brad Evans. Good to see a bit of aggression. You want to see He's this is good from Brad young Evans. Fellow. He's got good strong action. He'll get stronger the more international cricket he plays. But I like that. I like the strides. Hasn't wasted any energy here. Good load up. But I like that. I like the strides. Like that. That bowling arm has got such a good action. And he bowls very nicely over that front foot. So all the levers are working in harness to give him pace, and his pace will increase with that action. To give him pace, and his pace will increase with that action.
Yeah, that's an area that he will need to work on his pace, because at the moment, that's an area that he below the 130 work on his pace, because at the moment 130 mark, and below the 130, and that's something that he'll have to work on if he's going to threaten. That's something that he'll have to work top quality batters at this level. Like you said, and he's got the attributes. Like you said, and he's got the attributes. Good action, good load up. Good action, good load up.
Pitch, now that's coming up to 10 to 2 in the afternoon here. It's a baking sun, cold in the mornings, very cold early mornings, but now this warm sun, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful southern African sky, clear blue, azure blue. It's gorgeous, and the pitch becomes a little bit more benign in the afternoon. The pitch flicked away nicely. Shikhar wants 2. He won't get it. Sikandar Raza, the fielder. So it's one of those pitches where, as a bowler, if you're bowling fast, medium, fast, you have to bend your back. You have to put a lot into it. And I think Shikhar knows that. So he's just weathering this early storm. I wouldn't say it's a storm. Choppy weather. Put it that way. He's taking his time. He's taking his
They're just being too kind, Alan. It's a mild breeze at the moment for the Indians. 51 without loss in the 12th over, chasing 189. 51 without loss in the 12th over. And they're just going in second gear. They're cruising at the moment, to be honest, and unless Zimbabwe pick up a few wickets, they're cruising at the moment, to be honest. It's in cruise control for India. It's in cruise control for India.
Just steered away for one down to third man. End of 12, 52 for no wicket. Steered away for one down to third man. End of 12, 52 for no wicket.
Luke's mom still sees him as her baby bear.
Despite the fact he's 31 and has piercings down there.
But he likes a tattoo and makes home brew.
So he invited his mum to the house he restored.
To prove it's finally time to cut his umbilical cord.
Yeah,
He's made a home.
this bear is fully grown.
This bear is fully grown. This bear is fully grown.
Crown. It's not just paint, it's personal. Crown. It's not just paint, it's personal.
Sean Williams. Top six. You've got 5 opening batters: Shikhar Dhawan, Shubman Gill, Ishan Kishan, KL Rahul and Sanju Samson. And you and I were in Malahide, Dublin, and Deepak Hooda opened the batting in T20.
And got 100. So all 6, in a sense, openers. So all 6, in a sense, openers. But again, I think India settled with this combination for the ODIs because they've batted so well together. But again, I think India settled with this combination in the limited games that they've played. Shikhar Dhawan, though, obviously someone who's got unbelievable experience, unbelievable quality. This is his 48th 50-plus opening partnership. 100-plus 25 times. 100-plus 25 times.
Well, there you go, these partnerships. Shubman Gill and Shikhar Dhawan, that'll be 4. Pinged off the middle of the bat, just a bit short from Sean Williams.
Yeah, too easy for Shikhar Dhawan, that one. Short, with plenty of time to just go back on the back foot and dispatch it to the square leg fence.
Did it carry? I think it might have carried. Brad Evans, the fielder, at short backward square. 60 for no wicket, 13 gone.
A lot of life can happen in 2 years. So it's good to know that with a Barclaycard Platinum credit card, you could get 0% interest on purchases for up to 2 years. Making it a little easier to spread the cost. Plus, there's £20 cash back when you spend £250 within 90 days of opening your account. See if you're eligible at barclaycard.co.uk.
Well, Rohan, it's the new way to exercise for cricket. There it is. All going off there. Shubman Gill just dabs that away. Madhaveri gives chase. The ball will win it. It's 4 to Shubman Gill.
Well, he just caressed that through the covers for 4. No real effort in that shot. It was all timing, all panache. Minimum effort, maximum result.
no slip. 4 more.
Yeah, excellent delivery. That genuine edge. It's not like Shubman Gill was trying to dab that to the third man area. Good seam position as well as he bowled that.
It won't be, it'll just be the single. It's hard luck on the bowler. That previous delivery was a genuine edge. But in the previous over last ball, it was Brad Evans who was in that position and he put Shikhar Dhawan down, unfortunately for him. Well, I'm not sure what that was. It was a slower ball, but not quite sure how it came out of the hand, but it was very slow. Well, look how India got the ball to swing. That was early this morning at 9:15. Zimbabwe have not really swung the ball today. Hasn't swung. It seemed a little bit.
Well, different conditions now. The sun's out, so runs out. And you can see the Indian paces, 2.3 degrees, exploited that early morning condition.
The ball, first hour, the first 45 minutes, 60 minutes for India. Deepak Chahar and Mohammad Siraj, they got the ball to swing, beat the bat easily enough. Different conditions earlier on. It's a much warmer day now. Pitches are baked. And away it goes again. Shubman Gill collects 4 more. India 76 for that loss, 14 gone.
Buy a new car when you can lease the simple and smart way with Select Car Leasing. Visit selectcarleasing.co.uk today.
Previous over last ball, it was Brad Evans who was in that position and he put Shikhar Dhawan down, unfortunately for him. Well, I'm not sure what that was. It was a slower ball, but not quite sure how it came out of the hand, but it was very slow. Collects 4 more. India 76 for that loss, 14 gone.
So tough going for Zimbabwe, 189 all out, and India, very simple, 76 all out loss, no pressure on them, 14 overs bowled. All of a sudden, Shubman Gill, who was playing second fiddle, has just put his foot on the accelerator. 3 4s hits in that last over, and India very comfortable.
Nice, Willie. Good, Willie, good, Willie.
This was the last ball of the last over. Just a bit of width, length and width from Evans. No fielder protecting that.
Nice, Willie. Good bat, good bat.
Williams continues.
Stop, Willie.
It was easy pickings for someone like Shubman Gill. It's right up his alley.
Nice, Willie.
57 for 4 Zimbabwe were at this stage, so way behind, and we knew this would happen. These were the 3 boundaries, so the first one, no need to overhead it, just get it in the gap, it's going to run away. That one was a genuine edge. There was one more, it was short and wide from Brad Evans, and given the due punishment it deserved, this one here
was also the most expensive over in the innings so far. I beg your pardon, the match. Shikhar easing the ball to long off and very easily getting 2. Amble across for 2.
I think the umpire wants to have a look, but I think he was absolutely fine. Looking for the width. Oh, he's just knocked it on, so it will be a single. Shikadawa not interested in coming back for 2, so single to end the over, 79 without loss.
चाचू मुझे भी चाहिए बिगाजी भुजिया
ध्यान रखना
So just 3.17 runs and over to win this game. Currently going at over 5s. And a chance to maybe change a few things up. Sikander Raza is going to be the new bowler from the City end. Robin, how much can we look into the fact, and we've said it, that Zimbabwe haven't swung the ball, India did, and we showed the stat earlier about the movement. Right. The conditions this morning?
Definitely the conditions, that's what I believe. I even think that the new ball bowlers bowled exceptionally well. Richard Ngarva and Nayuchi, Victor Nayuchi bowled very well. I thought they hit the right areas. Ball did deck around a little bit, but they bowled very good. They bowled very good areas, which is why I thought India were, you know, until the last 5 overs, they were going pretty slowly. And in the last 5 overs, they managed to score a few boundaries and brought the run rate back up. And obviously conditions are more conducive to swing earlier in the morning here, and we've seen that here. In my experience, and even the stats suggest that it's going to be bowler friendly the first 45 minutes. So, and that's what happened today morning. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the way the Zimbabweans bowled. Could have definitely handled themselves a little bit better, but I think young bowling side as well, so they'll learn a lot more with experience.
Sikander Raza's stats, 118 games, 68 wickets. So for a long time sort of been that batsman who can bowl a bit, and that's probably why only 68 wickets in 118 matches. Arguably an all-rounder. In his last couple of matches, he's played a huge all-round role. Ball behind his back, trying to hide what he's going to bowl. So the other question is, I guess the fact that the opening bowlers, like you said, didn't bowl badly, but there's no scoreboard pressure, so there's no reason for Gill or Dhawan to play a big shot. They can just play it out.
Absolutely, as when you look at the way Shikhar normally bats, he's actually taking his time today. He's 39 of 64 balls, and Shubman Gill, up until 5 overs ago, was about 6 of 15 or 17 balls. So, you know, Shikhar had the bulk of the strike. And having said that, that means they've actually bowled good areas. And Shikhar's not someone who actually you can keep quiet for a long time. So he understands that, you know, they were bowling well, and he gave them the due respect. And I don't think that they bowled badly. I just think there's no scoreboard pressure, like you just mentioned now.
Well, so what's going to happen, because there's 2 games to go, and you can't, as a captain who loses the toss, complain about, oh, we lost the toss, what do we do? Someone's going to have to find a solution if you're going to bowl second on this surface. Let's watch this last delivery, and it'll be a single down the ground to end the 16th over. We'll pick that up after this one. 83 without loss.
Come boys, come fellas, come boys. Do la ball.
Not great reading for Zimbabwe. 66 for 4. At the same time, down the ground. So someone's going to have to find an answer. You bowl second on here. Obviously, I have no doubt that the Zimbabwe captain, if they lose today, will say we didn't get enough runs. How do you bowl second on a surface like this?
Well, you're not doing yourself favors if you don't have a big score on the board, right? So I think to tick the first boxes first, you want to make sure you get off to a sedate start, if not a great start, especially because that's a beautiful shot over the top in the gap. Found the empty spaces and run away for 4. Great shot by Shikhar Dhawan. He moves on a 44.
Yeah, quality. He had no intention of hitting it for 6. All he wanted to do was get it in that gap.
Yeah, it was just pure timing and just placement. That was exceptional to watch.
Yeah, so you also, just having another look at that shot from Shikhar Dhawan, placed to perfection. Ryan Bill's not slow, so not even close to that. Is now where Reggie Chikava, the Zimbabwe captain, finds himself. He's got to throw everything at this, surely.
He definitely does. It's not much. Doesn't have much of a choice at the moment. It's an interesting passive play, honestly, because I just think it's an easy stage for India, and it's a stage where the batsmen have the luxury of taking their own time because of this kind of score that they're chasing today. But generally in a one-day game, this is the passive play where you just have to keep things simple, find the gaps once in a while, just exactly like how Shikhar did at the moment, and then keep rotating the strike like he's doing just now.
Yeah, I think if you were batting 3 or 4 today, you were a bit upset that you weren't the one that rushed out to the middle to open the batting, because Shikhar Dhawan doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
Shikhar's not going anywhere. He's our mainstay. He's along with Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, is one of our greatest one-day players at the moment.
Gill unable to get that through mid-wicket. There is space at the back behind that mid-wicket, saving the single. Big open spaces. It's called 2 straight away, and he'll get 2 comfortably. It's good fielding by Zimbabwe. Cut off the boundary. But 2 more to the total. Right, so end of the 17th over, 91 without loss, and the players will have a drink.
स्वास्थ्य के एक्सपर्ट्स कहते हैं हर रोज सैलेड खाना चाहिए, लेकिन सैलेड के ऊपर ड्रेसिंग कौन सा होना चाहिए ये नहीं कहते. भुजिया ब्रोकली सैलेड.
Loves spaghetti. Let me tell you about cricket. It's not just the poster on your wall. Cricket is the fingers you break, the sacrifices you make. This is the game we play. It's what we do. 100% cricket.
So there's your match summary for this first one-day international in the Kajaria Cup. It's not good reading if you're Zimbabwe. 189 all out is all they could muster this morning. And India very comfortable. Too comfortable if you're a Zimbabwe supporter. 91 without loss after 17 overs. Well, here in Zimbabwe, for those of you that are watching abroad and have never been here, fancy a little walk with the lions. Antelope Park, we showed you earlier the elephant, part of the Big Five, now the lion. You can head down to Antelope Park. It's about 2.5 hours drive from the capital. And if you fancy it, I'm not so sure I will do that, I fancy my limbs actually, is you can go and walk with those beautiful beasts. What about you, Robin? Fancy the walk, especially if they're running at you like that?
Not when they're running at me like that. I had an interesting time back in South Africa in 2007 where we spent some time in a creche with a lot of cubs, and I really enjoyed that. As in, if there's an opportunity for me to do something like that, oh, I'm all up for it.
So you'll stick with the babies but not the big fellas?
Definitely not the big fellas.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Actually, my wife asked me once, should we go and walk with the lions? I was like, no, it's fine. You can go and do it. I'll stand by the fence with the camera.
Well done, bro.
So I didn't sit on the fence, I stood on the other side of the fence. For those gentlemen in white there, local school, Churchill School, it's steeped in history here in Harare. Good sporting school here in Zimbabwe. I'm trying to actually remember some sporting greats that went to Churchill School. Very old, and nice to see them down. And crowd sort of warmed up a little bit. More.
चाचू मुझे भी चाहिए बिगाजी भुजिया
ध्यान रखना
I actually like that he's doing the cinema, right?
I thought that he was more like just standing in front of the headmaster, like he was being shouted at, just standing to attention.
I think that's, if you look at cricket and how it's evolved over the years, you can see that what used to be unorthodox in the past today is almost orthodox.
Yeah, you're right. I think as well is that we're trying to find ways. There's the seam up, so a little arm ball maybe from Raza, likes to mix it up.
You'll see left arm spinners even, the traditional left arm spinners, what we saw in the past, who were called orthodox left arm spinners, were ones who get the ball to turn and drift, and but when you look at today's left arm spinners, they're big proponents of the arm ball and not really turning the ball unless it's a turning track, so to speak.
Well, interesting. I called arm ball in that last one. It came out the back of the hand. I suppose as well is that in our days, I think you're a little bit younger than me, we could hide. Now we had normal speed, we had slow-mo. Now you have super slow, you have ultra slow.
Yeah, even that ball that just Sikandar bowled, it feels like he's done a lot on it, but when you actually look at it, it's super slow-mo. He's really not done much on the ball.
Well, the other thing we spoke about, the Indian bowlers, was the pace they were bowling. His last 3 deliveries have gone 91, 91, 92. There's a call maybe, we're talking about, you've got to mix it up, you're going to have to try something, take a bit more pace off the ball. If it goes for 6, so be it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with the size of this ground, I definitely think the spinners can bowl slower through the air. Maybe even toss it up a little bit, because there's a breeze that's going across as well. And according to that, if they can vary their pace, vary the height of the ball, the trajectory of the ball, I'm certain that it could create chances.
Yeah, there's the release. I think this is ultra slow.
I want to see one of those ultra slow-mos to finish completely. End of the over, 96 for no loss.
So 94 to win off not 32 balls, 32 overs. It's hard work here for Zimbabwe, and maybe Robbie has an answer for us. We were talking about the captain of Zimbabwe is going to have to throw something at this game, and we've spoken about the spinners maybe bowling a little bit slower. We haven't seen that yet. There's still only 5 in the circle. Do you bring another player in?
Well, I don't know how much help that would be, honestly, Dirk, because it's such a big ground. It only creates a lot more opportunities, and there's not much happening off the wicket. It's really just coming straight through, and there's not much variation with the bowlers as well. Both the spinners aren't varying the ball. At least they're trying to vary, but they're not getting too much off the wicket, so it's not helping them. And yes, so for me, I find this to be a difficult phase of cricket for passive play for Zimbabwe. They really need something to go their way to kind of make an inroad into this game.
Single down the ground, simple for Shubman Gill. The one thing that they do have that they haven't tried yet is they've got Ryan Burl who bowls leg spin. So maybe an option of someone. The expectation is a leg spinner might spin it more than a finger spinner. Maybe give him a try.
Yeah, I reckon that could be a way to go, depending. Big shout there. It seems slightly outside the off stump. A leg spinner could be a good option, depending on how much control he has over his leg spin.
So he has bowled a lot. He bowls in the 2020 game, so he's got some control. But I just think, and I think Reggie Chikabra in Zimbabwe are behind the 8 ball huge here. Here's this shout again. And it's hitting him outside of stump. I just feel they have to try something. Shikhar Dhawan, 50, 38th in one-day internationals. And, fantastic from him. And his first one versus Zimbabwe to go with his 100. But good work from him. 19 gone, 99 without loss.
For no loss. Shikhar Dhawan's on strike. 1 run away from a 100 partnership with these two lads. They have batted together 6 times, and if they get the single, this will be the 3rd time they'll be going past 100 as a pair. To get more than a single for that shot, beautifully timed over extra cover. It's just going to amble its way across to the boundary. And that brings up the 100 partnership in the 19th over for Shikhar Dhawan and Shubman Gill.
Quality stroke from Shikhar Dhawan. That's why he's so good. There's no areas really that he can't score. Line not bad from Raza, just giving himself a little bit of room. Nice and late and easy as you like over extra cover.
I think this is what we love about Shikhar Dhawan. The fact that he understands his one-day game so well. He's definitely a one-day great for India. And he just knows how to use the ebb and flow in innings during the course of a match. And he does it so well. Even in this 50, you could see he took his time to settle down, get in. And once he got in, he peppered the boundaries when required. And when he saw the opportunity, scored boundaries at will.
What he has done as well is that he's been very mature. He's been responsible, as opposed to just going after at a time where he was knuckled down a little bit.
Don't tell him that.
Bowlers, yeah.
But don't tell him he was being mature.
Oh, really?
Shikhar's a happy-go-lucky guy, and I think it comes across mature because he's really understood his game. This is the scoring areas today. Offside, he's really good with that cut shot. Square out the offside, he's really good. Also on the leg side, he's really improved his sweeps. He's worked on the sweeps over the last few years, and when it comes to the spinners, he's played those sweep shots exceptionally well over the last couple of years. And got runs all around the wicket, distributed beautifully. I was saying, Dirk, that Shikhar comes across mature because he's understood his game so well, and he understands where he can score his runs, and it's kind of sort out his one-day game in a way where it's easy for him. It's just about replicating that over and over again. That's the end of the 20th over, 105 for no loss.
Test match, one day, 2020. और सुपर ओवर के लिए
Very happy Indian supporters. That's on the one side of the ground. It's noisy on the other. But unfortunately today, supporting the team good. I don't think they're going to have too much to cheer about the Zimbabwe crowd.
But Zimbabwe would like that, and I think the more support Zimbabwe gets, the more cricket Zimbabwe plays here in Zimbabwe and away, I think it'll be the better for them. I think the more cricket they play, the more exposure they get, I think they will definitely get better as a team.
Well, the good news for them is that I have lots of improvement for game number 2. I think if they'd come here today and beaten playing their best cricket, the question would be, what do we do for the next game? They'll know that they didn't get enough runs. Luke Jongwe is going to come on from the clubhouse end to bowl his seamers. Interesting. I think I would have bowled Ryan Burl, something a little bit different. He replaces Sean Williams.
Do you know what they say? Cricket is easy from the commentary box, and commentary is easy from the living room. A wise man once said that to me.
Well, I think I'm probably the best batsman and bowler from the commentary box. As long as you believe in me, then that's okay.
Absolutely. That wise man's actually just sitting across in the next room.
Is he? Pushing hard for 2. But I wanted to come back. Sent back. So just the 1.
This is Shikhar Dhawan's 50. Got off the mark with a boundary in the first ball of the innings. And that's his favorite area. Those pull shots, those cut shots that he plays an excellent play. That shot was so good to watch. This one and the one over extra covers was I think the shot of the match for me.
Too straight from Luke Jongwe. So you were asking me earlier about Luke Jongwe. Sort of been the go-to guy for Zimbabwe for death bowling in 2020 cricket. So he's got a really good Yorker, has a slow ball as well. So being that guy who actually doesn't bowl much the top order or the top of the innings in 2020 cricket, he comes and bowls his overs right at the end.
So clearly a death bowler specialist for them in T20 cricket. Again, too straight, sliding down the leg side. Perhaps it could be one of the options that they should try using in the first 10 or 15 overs, just to see how good he is with the newer ball.
Yeah, I agree with you, and maybe, you know, it's so hard, and like you said, the best place to play cricket is in the commentary box. Is that you can't really question Reggie Chikabva, the captain, because you know you could give him so many options of what he should have tried in hindsight. But I just think that there's got to be something more. Like you said, pointless bringing in another fielder. The outfield here is so big and so vast that, I mean, you saw those shots that Shikhar Dhawan played. You'd just be able to hit it in the gap. But I don't know if Luke Jongwe was the answer for me. Ball coming on again. I would have tried Ryan Burl, get the leg spinner to maybe just get one to turn. Who knows?
Honestly, Doc, my feel from out here is that I feel if a leg spinner bowls now, the wicket's so flat and placid, he may not get anything out of it. And with the way Shikhar's batting, he might just have fun with someone like Ryan Burl.
Yeah, so I suppose we spoke about the fact that when Zimbabwe was batting and they were 110 for 8, and someone said maybe they can get to 200. I mean, they got close, but it's a good wicket. Batting second on here, 260 might have not even been enough.
Yeah, I think Zimbabwe's primary focus in the next game should be how they get through those first 15-20 overs when they bat. Irrespective of if they bat first or they bat second, I think how they approach that first 15-20 overs is going to be critical to them. Obviously, they don't have stalwarts like Matsukatsa available for them because of injury. But I still feel like for the youngsters, they're going to need to figure out how they're going to play a good bowling attack like India in the first 10-15 overs. That's going to be crucial because in the middle order, and the lower middle order, they are firing, and they have been firing over the last month and a half, 2 months at least. So you want to make sure that that top order just gets them off to a sedate start, like I said sometime back.
Throws his bat at that, does Darwin. Finds the edge, but just the single. Do you think that maybe Zimbabwe's top order were a bit tentative?
Not necessarily. I just felt that their approach could have been a little bit more circumspect, in the sense that give the bowler their due. As Sunil Gavaskar once very famously said, the best way to play the new ball is from the non-strikers end. And for me, I think if they had that mindset where they said, okay, I'm going to simply rotate the strike and get to the other end, not worry about the boundaries for the first 10-15 overs, make sure that we get past the first 15 overs at least without losing many wickets, they put themselves in a great place. Anyway, that's the end of the over, 113 for no loss after 21.
Second phase as well going India's way. India without any problems here, and the pitch is, well, it's like a good dog. It's just learned how to serve its master, and in a sense it's just quietened down. It's not misbehaving at all. It's just quietly supporting India's chase here. 113 for no wicket. There's no spitefulness here at all. Shubman Gill drives through extra. He'll get 4. He's not even running down the pitch. Well, this is going one way. Tino Maweo.
Not a good delivery. He's looking for the variation. Sikandar Raza, low full toss. Shubman Gill maneuvers his body into position where he can force the ball wide of the man at extra cover.
He looks such a well-balanced player, Shubman. You know the way he plays leg side. He's just so well balanced. His head is always in such a good position.
And that's the key, isn't it? Head in a good position, eyes level. It gives you the opportunity to give the ball coming towards you the best bit of judgment. Start having problems when you're moving, when the ball's coming towards you, your eyes aren't level. That's when the head starts to fall over, not in control of your strokes.
I'm not sure if there was an edge on that. I'm not sure. By the look of Sikandar Raza, there might have been. Or was it just because he missed?
Oh, there was a little tickle. You saw the direction of the seam change after that bottom edge, and that's why that reaction from Sikandar Raza.
Well bowled, Sikandar, no reward. 22 gone, 118 for no wicket. I wonder how much cricket has been watched from that corner right there. Seen a lot of cricket. This ground has staged some wonderful cricket over the years, over the decades. Ooh, Shubman Gill. He's missed that and he's just got in the rib cage. Jongwe just gets a little bit of pace. That was at the 127. It's not express pace, but he's got a bit of bounce.
And that's what's done Shubman Gill. I think he's seen him advance down the track. Just trying to dig it in as much as he can. And it's the bounce, as you say, that's done him.
Let's turn the clock back, shall we? Some 9 years.
Wonderful ultra motion. Very hard on that aspect of his bowling.
That's what the modern bowler has to do, it doesn't he? You have to bring an absolute repertoire of tricks. Short, will that be wide? Yeah, the umpire says it's wide, so nothing's going Zimbabwe's way. Done well here. Why me? And Brad Evans had this opportunity to remove Shikhar Dhawan, and he was on 32 then. So 25 runs that's cost. Just fielding in a short backward square on the sweep. Oh, Shikhar Dhawan, he can count as well. Last ball of the over, I'll just take a single. 120 for naught, 23 gone. .121 for no wicket. India chasing 190 to win this first one-day international series of 3. 69 runs required. Not a lot of change in that skyline, I can assure you. Not since about 5:30 this morning, 5:45. A little bit cool then, but Absolutely beautiful day. Wesley Madivere, off spinner. Good young cricketer for Zimbabwe, just 21 years of age. Always a catalyst for, he's a catalyst in the field, he's a gazelle in the field, and he likes to make things happen. Something could happen here now for Wesley.
Nice, Wesley. Good, buddy. Yeah, Wes.
He's changed his appearance since I saw him last. Oopsie, second time.
Yeah, Wes. You got Wes, you got bud.
Monomani, the opening bat. Just 20 years of age. He's done well to stop that. Not so well second time. I think some of the problems here for Zimbabwe is that they bowl some wayward stuff. The 4 leg byes here, that brushed the pad, but there's been, as Tino Maweho said, there's been 15 wides in this innings, so there's been a lot of loose stuff.
23 the extras count at this stage in the innings. Only in the 27th over.
It's been a canter so far for Shikhar Dhawan. 61 not out. Shubman Gill 44 not out. Shikhar has faced 95 deliveries, so he's had the lion's share here of the bowling. Shubman Gill with 49 balls faced, and Ryan Bell. Ryan Bell, the all-rounder, bats left-handed, but he bowls leg spin. So leg spin now, there's a deep point offside. 3 men back on the leg side for Shikhar Dhawan, the left-hander, on the fence. It's easy for Shikhar Dhawan. So some iconic moments. Let's turn the clock back, shall we? 2013, a century for Virat Kohli here against Zimbabwe from only 108 balls. And it was 8. Beg your pardon, in 2008 when Virat Kohli's international career started. That year, of course, he captained the under-19s to the ICC Under-19 World Cup in Malaysia. And since then, he's played an awful lot of cricket around the world. A lot of air miles, a lot of runs.
His air miles can't be that much more than yours, Wilco.
Oh, I would think they are. Hammered away, Shubman Gill. He has absolutely belted that.
Takes him to 2 short of a half century, that boundary. Shubman Gill. Spent a long time, and deliveries like this, he'll dispatch with disdain.
Oh, dish up some more. Another full toss. Another boundary and a half century for Shubman Gill. His 3rd ODI half century. 52 from 51 and 2 gentle full tosses that had "hit me" written all over them.
And the last 6 runs of that half century, not too difficult to get for Shubman Gill.
Sean Williams stops.
Half century, not too difficult to get.
What would have been another boundary.
And that full toss, not wider than the first one, and that's why he managed to get it behind point on the offside for a boundary. Fist pump from Shikadawan as he gets to his 3rd half century in one-day cricket.
Down the pitch.
What a shot.
Calculated by Shikadawan. He'll get 2 for this. That was a premeditated movement from Shikadawan. He thought, well, I'll just go down the pitch. Lid off was up inside the circle.
रनों के लिए इस फ्लाइटेड गेंद के ऊपर आगे निकल के आसानी के साथ मिड विकेट बाउंड्री के ऊपर से छक्का मारा बल्लेबाज ने। जहां पे अगली गेंद लेके चल रहे हैं। पहली 2 गेंदों पे 10 रन बना चुके हैं बल्लेबाज।
Oh, Shikadawan. He was herring down the pitch for the single, and Shubman didn't want it at all. 140 for no wicket.
चाचू मुझे भी चाहिए बिगाजी भुजिया।
ध्यान रखना।
It was a poor choice in that last ball. Shikadawan has got this habit of going for the single off the last ball of the over, and it might have cost him his wicket on that last one. That last over, it was just not on. But he's still there. So too is Shubman Gill. Madivere with his off spin from the city end. Looks a little bit of a slap, but it's going to be effective. It'll be 4 through mid-wicket for Shubman.
It looked a little bit like a slap because he was trying to force it into that gap. Ball probably ended up a little bit fuller than he initially thought, because it looked like he wanted to go down for the sweep. But because it's fuller, it looked like he had to force it with a straighter bat.
Oh, this is better. What a lovely noise. Ping off the middle of the bat. Shubman Gill. It's 150 up for India.
Lovely sound, producers. A lovely stroke. This is more what he was trying to do the ball before. 87 meters as he clears that deep cow corner boundary.
First 6 of the Indian innings, and my word, it made a sweet noise off that bat of Shubman Gill. It just looks a picture of composure. Nothing has ruffled his feathers at all. He's just looked in total command. This was sweetly hit.
Hasn't tried to force that away. Just realised where the gap in the field is. hit the ball in that direction. It's a man who's gone back to deep end wicket now, because Shikhar Dhawan, he's hit a couple, but has shown clear intention in the last few overs to the off spinners to try and go to that deep mid wicket area where there hasn't been protection.
Well, this is the last ball of the last over. Shubman Gill just knew there wasn't a run on there, and unfortunately the ball wasn't picked up cleanly for Zimbabwe. Had it been so, I think Shikhar Dhawan could have carried on running straight back to the Indian dressing room.
He could have increased his rate of running if Brad Evans had managed to get that in the left hand. And you picked it up. It was the last ball of the over.
This time Shubman will do it. So 13 from the over, 153 for no wicket. .37 runs required for India to win the first of these 3 one-day international matches. KL Rahul scored 100 not out against Zimbabwe in 2016 at this venue to become the first and only Indian to have scored a century on his ODI debut. That was when MS Dhoni was captain. KL Rahul 100 not out on his ODI debut here in 2016. Richard Ngarava is back into the attack. He got the ball to beat the bat a couple of times. Got a couple of good short, fast deliveries to Shikhar Dhawan, who's played a fairly placid role here today. Shikhar Dhawan's used up 100 deliveries for his 65. But he's going to be bowling first of all to Shubman Gill. 65 from 56. So when you compare the strike rates, Shubman 116, Shikhar Dhawan at 65. Some of the highest opening stands against Zimbabwe for India. Sharjah 1998, Tendulkar Ganguly 197 undefeated, Ganguly Tendulkar 157, Kanpur 2000, Shikhar Dhawan Shubman Gill 153 here today, Sehwag Tendulkar 130. Big numbers, big players.
Looks like Sachin Tendulkar hated opening the batting against Zimbabwe in one-day international cricket.
You know, he was born with a bat in his hands. He just loved having a bat in his hands. It was just, the bat was part of Sachin's anatomy. As simple as that. He made it look so good, so easy. He's bowled with a good heart here. Ngarava, he hasn't had much luck. He's beaten the bat a couple of times. The ball has not swung. The ball swung quite extravagantly this morning for India. Shubman Gill, he's played some lovely strokes in this innings. He just knows where the gaps are, finds them. Lofts it over the boundary for 6 as well. Oh, top edge. It's gone straight over the keeper's head. Well, that's one that you'll see on the wagon wheel. Straight back over the keeper.
You got a feel for Ngarava here because he's bowled well, in particular after his first couple of overs. It's a good bouncer. Height is perfect. Gets the top edge, but unfortunately the top edge over the keeper's head. He's gone on to Shubman Gill before he's realized the ball's there. It's a very good bouncer.
Just 131 k's an hour, but just enough. It was directed so well. Straight. .158 for no wicket. Ngarava has had little luck today. India winning the toss. KL Rahul winning the toss early this morning. Play began at 9:15. Shubman Gill scores all around the park. 40%, 57% on that offside. 43% on that leg side. But he's strong all round. He's just very well balanced. Tina Moe was talking about his balance, but the head is in such a good position.
That's a lazy shot. I know what he's trying to do, and he can do it in a better manner for somebody who's batted that long. 158 for naught.
कुछ लोग हेल्थ के लिए कितना वेट उठाते हैं 100 किलोग्राम 200 किलोग्राम चलो हम 200 ग्राम से कम स्टार्ट तो कर सकते हैं बीगा जी स्वास्थ्य यू वांट बीगा जी
Amchi loves Pikachu, loves Pikachu.
Well, three wickets for Akshar Patel, 3 for 24, 3 for 27. Deepak Chahar, he bowled so well. He started off a little bit rustily and then found his rhythm. Got the ball to move around. Prasidh is a little bit expensive, but they were after him then, and Siraj picked up the one. Kuldeep Yadav, 10 overs, none for 36. In reply now, India need 32. Here's Sikandar Raza with the Sunil Narayan action. It's clearly an action that he's copied or he's emulated from Sunil Narayan. It works for the West Indian, and doesn't it work? And it seems to work well with Sikandar.
It's the National Heroes Acre, aka the National Shrine. And that's where all the national heroes, veterans of the War of Liberation, rest.
Good Saki. You go, Ross.
Suddenly, when you know that you've got 160 on the board, there are gaps everywhere. Well, this looks a wonderful monument, and the Heroes Acre.
It is indeed. Full history of the nation of Zimbabwe can be found there. And of course, the resting places of people who have contributed so much to the nation of Zimbabwe, including Liberation War heroes.
Just nonchalantly flicked over, straight mid-wicket for 4. Shikhar Dhawan, 28 gone, 165 for no wicket.
Slow dal. Fast dal. Long dal.
Amchi loves Pikachu.
has been absolutely spanked away. Short, and Shubman Gill has capitalized on that so quickly. Another boundary. He's moved on to 76 of 65. India now 169 for no loss.
Well, he was playing second fiddle for quite a while. This one has come straight out the screws. Smashed it way in front of square. And it's the final rights here for Zimbabwe. As Shikhar Dhawan and Shubman Gill are fast running to a 10-wicket victory for India. He's not happy with that. He feels he could have done better. Just beat a single through the covers to the sweeper. Yeah, so just 19 now required off 130 balls. It will be a very comfortable victory for India.
Well, from Zimbabwe's point of view, what positives do you think they'll take from this game?
Look, I think from this game the positives they'll take would be very few. The good news is that they have so much room for improvement. I think if they played their best cricket and still got a hiding, and you're sort of looking and going, cheapers, where do we go from here? I think the one positive is Raza and the captain played nice and positive. Oh, that's beaten the keeper as well. I don't think he's got anything on it. Wide, says the umpire, so that adds insult to injury. The way that the lower order batted, yeah, so Evans and Garava, I think it was, the way that they played showed the top order how to play. I'd like to think that Dave Hart and the head coach is going to come out and tell them that I understand being circumspect up front, the ball swinging if we lose the toss again in game 2. We've got to get our feet moving. We need to look to be positive. And the perfect sign was for me, the first ball of the game was a full toss outside of stump, and he just blocked it. You know, where if you're going to have an opportunity to score, you need to score. And I would have liked to have seen Zimbabweans get out more playing positive shots than tentative nicking, LBW, that kind of stuff. So that's an area that I think they can take a positive, is that they know they didn't play and bat well. And they've got the first one under the belt. You know, they've got this game out of the way. They can now move forward. There would have no doubt been a couple of nerves from the Zimbabwe team. They're up against an Indian side that you're going to be nervous. But maybe there'll be a realization that we can be okay. Zimbabwe were decent with the new ball up front on a very docile pitch. So if they can capitalize on that, if they win the toss in the second game, maybe they can get the ball to swing, pick up some early wickets. So there are a couple of positives for them. The scoreline obviously won't look great, but they'll have to pick themselves up. They got a day, come back, work hard.
Just spraying down the leg side, and that's easy pickings for Shubman Gill. Just had to get a little bit of bat on it and would race away for 4. Now that's exactly what he's done. But just going back to the points you were making, also the fact that if you're part of the Zimbabwe top order, you've got to be thinking, listen, if the lower order can get runs, we can get runs. You've got to have that confidence in you.
Yeah, and I've been trying to illustrate, and it's hard because India did swing the ball, Zimbabwe didn't. But the way that Dhawan and Gill have moved their feet has been a perfect example. It is to just reiterate, if you're going to get back, get far back. You're going to get forward, get far forward. And back yourself, that if it's a ball that you think you can hit for 4, hit it for 4. But when you tentative, it was almost like these Zimbabwe batsmen were scared of getting out. So I'd like to see that a little bit better. They weren't really moving their feet and they looked very nervous.
Yeah, 10 required now. End of the 29th, it's 180 for no loss.
चाचू मुझे भी चाहिए बिगाजी भुजिया
ध्यान रखना
Well, the fans have been outstanding throughout the day. They've enjoyed themselves, doing what's called the Poznan, where you turn your back to the action and enjoy yourself.
Love spaghetti, love spaghetti.
Well, if you're an Indian fan, that's a fine-looking scorecard. Bundle Zimbabwe out for 189. Akshar Patel 3 for 24. Deepak Chahar 3 for 27. Prasidh Krishna was a tad expensive, 3 for 15. When it came to India's turn to bat, haven't lost a wicket yet. Shubman Gill batting on 81. Shikhar Dhawan batting on 76. They bat well together, these two. Third 100-plus partnership in their short time together.
That's got Shikhar Dhawan on the arm. The last thing he wants to do is do himself an injury now. Looks like it's on the forearm. Just no pace on that. Yeah, slower ball from Evans and getting Shikhar Dhawan on the forearm. He, no doubt, he'll need a tractor to pull him off the field. He wants those winning runs himself. 76 off 111 balls. He wants to hit those winning runs, no doubt.
An appeal from Evans. Sometimes, you know, as a bowler, you just, again, one of those old tricks that you try to fool the umpire, try to distract him with an appeal. Didn't work this time round, was called a wide.
He did have a smile on his face. He's middled that one straight to the fielder, so just the single. Also not today, Nigel Woodstock. We were talking about man of the match performances. Tell you what, he's up there. He would have been in the running for man of the match performance, the umpire. He's made some great decisions today.
Yeah, I think he's had an excellent game. He's been in the thick of it, and he's got his decision spot on.
Actually, I think both of them have been really good. Just the difference was that he had some serious decisions to make. Langton Raseri, a little bit lucky he didn't have big calls to make.
I just didn't have the width to play that shot over there, Shubman Gill. But again, excellent hands from the young man.
I think he fancied it for a moment. Look here, there's the big swing, and then just checked it at the end, hitting him on the splice. I think his eyes lit up a little bit. No need to throw it away now. Just get your singles, get yourself a little not out. And what a great start to the series for both these openers.
Yeah, 2 required of 116, get your red inker, job done. And to be honest, they deserve that red inker. They've both batted exceedingly well. Have always been in control since ball 1. That's pulled away, will get to the fence and will be the winning runs. It's the third 10th wicket win for India versus Zimbabwe. It's been an excellent performance from the Indians, all-round performance. They were clinical with the ball and clinical with the bat.